my word, this is awesome.
Beeld het Vrydag by die Nasionale Dieretuin in Pretoria gaan kyk hoe 'n geel anakonda gevoer word en met die dieretuin se reptielbewaarder Michael Adams gesels oor Maandag wat as Wêreldslangdag gevier is.
The snakes we feed today are our yellow anacondas and our Burmese pythons. We've got quite a few of those snakes because they tend to be quite common pets, and we get a lot of donations. You know, people buy them when they're small and they don't realize how big they get. Normally in summer we'll feed them a bit more regularly, so they'll get fed maybe every 2 weeks or so, and then they tend to get quite a big meal. Most of the pythons get rats or rabbits or chickens, something like that. And our big python, for example, if she's having a nice big meal in summer, she might get 5 or 6 rabbits in a go. But something like that would normally last her about a month if she ate something as big as that. I think the biggest sort of thing about World Snake Day, for us as a zoo, would be about reptile conservation. People tend to think that reptiles, because they're reptiles, aren't worthy of conservation efforts, and that they somehow don't become endangered. But there's a lot of endangered reptiles in the world, and I think just promoting awareness of that is probably the biggest benefits you could get from a day like this. Burmese pythons in particular, they come from India and Indonesia. It's not a South African reptile, and for them in particular, it's mostly to do with the skin trade. Guys, skin them, use the skins for handbags and leather goods. Now, probably the pets industry is probably the next sort of issue if there was one. People often they'll buy like these small anacondas. It looks cute, and then they don't realize how big they get, or how to look after them properly. So they keep for a year or two, they get too big, and then they want to donate them to a zoo or sell them to someone else. So at the moment, this is actually like a massive influx of all these large snakes that people don't want to look after, and often they start neglecting them. Even last week, someone donated us a python that they left in a box for like 2 months, in a small little box, and it's just sitting there with its own feces, and it's damaged its nose trying to get out the box, and it's got pneumonia and a skin infection and all this type of thing. So the way the law works at the moment is that if someone wants to keep a pet snake, they can keep pretty much any exotic, not even snake, any exotic reptile you want as a pet. Whether it's an alligator or any other venomous snake from all over the world, as long as it's not South African, you can keep it without a permit. So we actually sometimes go out and collect snakes from people's houses. They phone us and say, there's a snake in our garden. They don't know what it is, and very often it's some exotic thing. I went out a while ago and found a snake that I've never even seen before, and it's not a South African snake, and these people have no idea where it came from.